Hey guys, welcome to the part 2 of the Flutter e-commerce app development series. And in this part 1, we will finalize the UI of the app. And what we are going to do in the part 2 is that we will be creating the splash screen, login screen, and we will also be creating the forgot password alongside the sign up page. So first of all, I would like to apologize for such a huge delay in the video series. So it is almost around a month. So I was pretty busy. So I was unable to uh, create the video series. And the other thing that I would like to mention that I was stupid enough that I forgot to start the recording before creating the two screens. Get started, login page, create account page, and the forgot password page. So what happened that I started the recording of this. I thought that I started the recording of this screens, but I forgot to press the start recording button on the OBS. So what I will be doing in this particular video is that I will be explaining the code of this app. But in the next part, we will be doing it from the ground up, and you guys can follow along. So what is happening if we restart the app? First of all, of course, my app alongside the material app, and the one important thing that we have included the font size railway here. And if we go to prospect.yaml file, I have included a list of complete fonts, and I downloaded them from the Google Fonts, fonts.google.com, and I have also imported them along here. After that, I have also applied a default color for our, you can say, application. And for the color, I have created a folder over here, if you can say, styles and defaults. So there is currently only one color right over here, which is this color, which you can see over here. And after that, we have the splash screen. So if you will just move toward my repository on the GitHub, I have left pretty good of amount of the comments from where you can very easily understand the code. But I am also, of course, going to explain it over here. First of all, we have created the screen, and which is the splash screen, if you guys can see over here, which is a simple splash. And inside the splash screen, what we have done is that for the responsiveness of the app, we are using the MIDI query, and we are getting this height and width and storing them into the variable double height and double width. After that, what we are doing is we are returning the scaffold with the background color of this, which is the default color stored in the default file. And after that, we have a size box. So as you guys can see in the command, this is just for the upper margin. And then we have the text, which is for the, this particular text. And with the text, I have also added the style. Then we have the image, again a size box, and then we have created our custom button with a text inside, which is get started. So to align this properly, we have used the cross axis alignment to center, and that's pretty much it. And when you press on the get started button, we will be navigated to the sign in page, and it would be the push and remove until. So at this stage, I think that you know about the push and remove until difference. And but if you don't know, you can just let me know in the comment section, and I will hopefully create a video on that too. And then if we move next and press on the get started button over here, so we have a welcome back text, and just move to sign in. So as you can see, there are multiple things going in this page. So if I just explain to you the UI without having a look at this code. So there is no this is the screen which we will be focusing, a login page. So in the part 1 I have shared the source file of this UI design, so you can go over there and download that and have a look over there. So on this welcome back page, what we're doing, we have a login text, a welcome back text on the top of the page, and below that we have a container which is covering almost remaining height and width of the screen, and in that there within that we are using a column, and in that column we have first of all placing the text login, then a field email, then the field password. After that our flat button or text button, forget password, then we are using the login button, and then we are using a create account button. So as I told you in the earlier videos, which was I think so the part 0 in which we announced this project, what we were going to do is that we will be first of all designing the UI of the app, and after designing the UI of the app we will be moving toward the Firebase implementation. So currently we will be just having a look at the UI integration, and when we will be satisfied by the UI implementation, then we will move toward the Firebase integration. So there are multiple things going on the screen. Some of them pretty easy, and some of them you have to understand. So the first of all is a single text scroll view. The use of single text scroll view is that when we press on the password. So currently no keyboard is showing up, just me IO keyboard. So when we select on the password field, this particular device keyboard shows up, and it is not showing us the error of error that there is some content on the screen which is out of the user view. So it's single child scroll view gives us the ability to scroll the screen, and in this manner we in this manner we will prevent the error, the overflow error, which will show up if we don't have any particular widget such as single chat scroll view. So within the single chat scroll view, what we are doing is that we have a container, and this is the top section, and this is the bottom. So we have divided this complete screen into 2 sections. So this is the top section in which we have placed the welcome back text, and then this is the below section in which we have placed the complete form, email password form, and forget button, login button, and also other things. So if we move toward this, the container section, the first section, what we're doing in this is that we have set the height of this particular section, we have also set the width, and alongside that we have also set the padding, so these things do not collide with the sides. After that we have a text, and as I already told you, we have already set a default font, so we are not just as we have set a default font, we will be not calling a, you can say, a particular font again and again. So it is an app wide font. So what we're going to do next, so next we will be having a look at the bottom section. So the way I designed this bottom section is that this complete bottom section is a container in itself, and on the top left and top right corner I have added the border radius, which will give this a beautiful curvature. So if we have a look at the container, we have given it the height of 0.7 alongside the complete width that we have, and for the decoration purpose, we have used the above decoration widget, and of course we have given the color white, And with the border radius, as I told you, top left and top right, I have signed border circle radius dot circular of 30, which is giving it a nice flow over here. And for the content inside, I have given a padding of 40 on the all sides, so this all content look pretty similar to view. So first of all, this login. So if we have a look at this column, so we have this given two attributes, which are main axis alignment, which is along the y-axis, and for column, and it is the space evenly. So what is space evenly? That in a particular height which we have provided, for example here we have provided the height of 0.7 to the complete height, so it will take that particular height of 0.7, and then it will assign that height to all our contents which are placed inside the column, and with those all content will not just collide with each other. They have their particular space, and they will be spaced evenly. So there will be not any two content which will be placed on the which will have different size of gap within them. So if we move towards below, so we have of course the login text, and then we have a form field. So we are using a form here for email and password entry, and what we are doing here is first of all we are giving it a global key. So the use of global key is mainly used for the authentication purposes. So the really good resource for you to learn the authentication for the form will be the Flutter official website. So I highly recommend you to go there and have a look at that. And if we move below, here we have our form, and then if we have a look at our child of the form, we have a column. So in this we have assigned the value of cross-axis alignment dot start. So cross-axis alignment is based on the x-axis, and it will just align them from the start of the x-axis. So the children of the forms of the column are two containers. So if we just completely block this all sections, so you guys can have a clear look. So the first container, if we expand it, it is basically of height 0.06. So 0.06 means 6% of the, so if I comment it over here, 6% of the device height. And I have also decorated the container with the border radius, the border, which you guys can see over here, that there is a border at the bottom of 2 width and color of gray. And within that, what we are using is a text form field. So here I have used this focus node. So what we are going to do with the focus node is that the main purpose of the focus node is that when the user is active in that particular form field, the email node, the focus node will be active. So it will show us that email node has focus. If for example, if we tap on this email field, so this email node will have focus and it will tell us. And the next time which we will be go to this particular field password, so the focus is removed from this field and the focus is shifted toward the password field. So just having a look at this, we have assigned that particular node, email node, to the focus node of this particular text field. And then we have given the decoration of the input decoration with the fill color, focus color, and the label text, which is over here, email. And we have also assigned the style. So in this style, we are using the email node, the focus node of this particular text field. And what we are saying that if the focus node is active, so the email node has focus. If you guys can see over here, this particular statement, email node has focus, then the color will be default color, which is this one color, else it will be the gray color. So that's pretty simple. So if I press over here, the focus is removed and the color of the email is again moved toward the gray. And if I press it again, the focus is active, and email color is default color. So next what we have is an icon. We have email icon, rounded email icon, which you guys can see over here, and alongside that we have a color which is also dependent on the focus node. If that particular node will have focus, then that color will be of the default color, else it will be gray. So it's gray right now, and the point it will have focus, it will be shifted to the default color. And the border of this particular you can say the text field is removed, so we can have our particular border like this line. So after that, what we have done is we have a size box just to add the space in between these two widgets, and then we have another container which is exactly the same as this one, but in this what we are doing is that we are just replacing the password with this email label with this password label, and we have also so this one we are changing the label text from email to password, and we're also changing the icon from email to the log, and again there is no. But if you could see if there is also an eye icon over here, which is to show password or just remove password. So for example, if I type here hello world, and if I press on this icon, it will show me my password, and if I press on that, it will remove. So what's happening here is that in this particular text field, we have also called this property obscure text, and we have assigned it a boolean value. So the boolean value is show password, and if we move here, the show password is by default true. So when it will be true, the password will not be shown, and when it will be false, the password will show. I think so there is some confusion regarding the variable naming convention, and I do agree with that. Just let me change it to hide password. So we will be having some error over here, so changing it to hide password. Exactly. So we have a variable hide password, and when this hide password will be true, the text will be obscure, which means that it will not be visible, and when this value will be false, then it will be visible. So alongside that, we have also using a suffix icon. So suffix icon is an icon which is placed on the end of this text field, and this is particular section that where we will be using this icon, which is the visibility. I hope so. Yes, this is the visibility. So what we are saying over here, we are using an if statement, that if this statement is true, which is that the hide password is false, which means the password is shown to the user, then we should display the icon visibility off, else we should show the icon visibility, which means that this icon, and as soon as we press on this icon, it will show us the password. So if we move below to the forget password, so one thing that I will like to assure you that in the next videos, what we will be doing it, we will be coding live. So the mishap was real that I forgot to start the recording, so I lost almost all of its code, but I will try my best to cover it up in the coming videos. So what we're doing in this particular section, forget password, we are just using a text, and that text is trapped inside a gesture detector, which will detect when that particular widget is tapped on. So gesture directive we are using over here, and inside there we have using a child, and that child is a text which is forget password, and we are using a style text style of this to assign a color which is default color, and aligning the text to the start. And on tab functionality of the gesture director. So gesture director provide us multiple properties like on tab, or we have on tab or double tap or on the force pressed. So we are saying that when user will be tap, just when the user will only press on this widget, then we should do this functionality. And on the second last thing on the screen is this login button. So this login button is a widget of itself, and what it's including is that it have uh, so what this container is including is that it have a particular height of its own width alongside decoration, and we are just setting the border radius to 10 of all sided, and then we are also giving it a default color. And within that container we have a child which is center widget which have a text called login, and we are also giving this text a style which is white color and font weight of W600, and alongside that we have also the font size. And then we have this create account button, and just like the forget password, we are using a gesture director to check when the user tapped on this particular widget, and when user will tap on this particular widget, then this code should execute. So next, if we move toward the forget password screen, which is one of the most simple screen, as what we are doing in this here. So first of all, so if we move toward the forget password screen, so what we are doing in this particular screen is that it's it will just get the user email, and it will send it a email link which the user will use to reset his password. So this screen is pretty much same as the screen which we which we had a look earlier. This one, the particular sign-in screen, and if we press on the forget button, we will be moved to the forget screen, which have the same text above as the forget password instead of welcome back. And we are using a text over here with a text field, the text field over here, and the send link button, and a go back section. So if we move below over here, so as I told you earlier that we will be using a focus node to check when we use a press over here, so it should change. And this is a simple container, as you guys can see over here. So this is a simple container with the send link button text inside, and when we will replace it with the button, what we will do that we will just simply wrap this container with a widget called gesture directive, and that will provide us the on tap functionality, and then we can define that what should happen when the user will press on the on press when you press on this particular widget. And then we have the last button on the screen, which is go back button. And what will be happening in this particular button is that when user will press on this, navigator.offcontext.pop, that this particular screen will move back to the screen on which it was. So if I press and go back, it come back straight away. So the last thing which we will be discussing in this particular video is create account. So instead of welcome back, we have welcome text over here, and we have the login text. So I think so that's a typo again. So just let me change to the log into sign up. So here is it. So just like the uh, sign in screen, we are using 3 text field, 1 2 3. So in the sign in screen we're using 2 text field, but here we are using 3 as we have a field for the name. And all of them have their own particular focus node. So we can check that whether the user is on this node or not, on this particular text field or not. And with that, we have also the password node to hide unhide, and we also have sign up text over here, which is also again wrapped in a container. And when we would like to add on tap functionality or on double tap functionality to this particular widget, what we will doing is that we will wrap this widget in a contain gesture director widget, and this will be converting it into a button, and we can add functionality that what should happen on the on tap. And at the last we have this particular widget go back. So when the user will press on this button, again the navigator dot of context dot pop would be engaged, and it will be moved toward the last screen. So I'm extremely sorry that I was unable to record the process of designing the app or developing the app, but I make sure that it will not happen again, and in the coming videos you will see that. And I will like to assure you again that the coming videos will be continuous without any sort of delay. So thanks. If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'm hopeful that I will see you in the next video. Thanks.